The story of the CIA's Counterterrorism Center is a chronicle of a mission defined by an impossible standard: zero failures. Born in the wake of the agency's profound embarrassment over missed warnings preceding the 1983 Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the CTC was tasked with a singular, crushing mandate to prevent every terrorist attack. This account traces the center's evolution from a backwater office to the beating, anxious heart of the post-9/11 intelligence world, revealing an organization perpetually stretched between the dire consequences of inaction and the brutal costs of action. In its early days, the center operated with a lean, almost desperate focus. Analysts and operatives, haunted by the Beirut tragedy, pursued leads with a vigilance that bordered on obsession. The narrative follows these quiet, relentless efforts through the shadow wars of the 1990s, the tracking of Ramzi Youssef after the World Trade Center bombing, the tense standoffs with Osama bin Laden in Sudan and Afghanistan. These were years of grinding work with limited resources, where success was measured in attacks that didn't happen, and where every thwarted plot was invisible to the public, while any single success by the enemy would be catastrophic. The pressure was internal, a constant whisper that failure was not an option, even as the threat grew more complex and diffuse. The attacks of September 11, 2001, represented the ultimate realization of the center's deepest fear: the catastrophic failure. In the blistering aftermath, the CTC was transformed overnight from a concerned niche into the command center of a global war. Its budget and authority exploded, but so did the weight of its mandate. The zero-fail ethos, once a motivating principle, hardened into an inflexible command. The book delves into the frantic, often chaotic efforts to dismantle Al-Qaeda, from the mountains of Tora Bora to the cities of Europe. It portrays a center operating in a state of permanent emergency, where the luxury of doubt was replaced by the imperative of action, setting the stage for profound moral and legal compromises. With gripping detail, the narrative examines the human and institutional toll of this endless pressure cooker. It reveals how the pursuit of flawless intelligence led to the adoption of enhanced interrogation techniques, the torture of detainees. The author provides a clear-eyed look at the internal justifications, the procedural breaches, and the gradual normalization of brutality within a group convinced that extracting information by any means was the only way to stop the next attack. Similarly, the drive to leave no stone unturned fueled the expansion of mass surveillance programs, scraping vast quantities of data from global communications in the hope of finding a single, crucial needle. The book questions whether these methods, born of the zero-fail mindset, ultimately corrupted the institution they were meant to protect and produced intelligence of dubious reliability. The chronicle continues through the following decades, showing a center forever chasing the ghost of 9/11. It managed undeniable victories, such as the tracking and killing of Osama bin Laden, an operation that epitomized patience, precision, and analytical brilliance. Yet, these triumphs existed alongside tragic missteps. The account soberly details the failures of intelligence and communication that led to the Fort Hood shooting and the Boston Marathon bombing, illustrating how even a hyper-funded, hyper-vigilant organization could still miss signals in a sea of noise. The rise of the Islamic State presented a new, hydra-headed challenge, forcing the CTC to adapt from targeting a core leadership to combating a viral ideology and a decentralized network. Ultimately, this is a story about the burden of perfection placed upon an imperfect human institution. The CIA's Counterterrorism Center was asked to achieve the unachievable, to see every threat, to connect every dot, and to stop every plot in a complex, unpredictable world. The narrative explores how this mandate shaped its culture, driving extraordinary dedication but also fostering a mindset of perpetual panic, risk aversion, and moral compromise. It leaves the reader with a critical question: can a democracy be kept safe by an institution operating under a doctrine of zero fail, or does such a standard inevitably lead to overreach, erosion of values, and, ultimately, a different kind of failure? The book provides no easy answers but offers a masterful and essential examination of the hidden costs of a 21st-century obsession with absolute security.